Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. XRP has jumped in price again today on its own. This is not what we have become accustomed to. And it's pretty clear that's the case by some of the responses that I got on social media platform X after I started posting about this jump. It's kind of funny, but I mean, all sorts of people saying stuff like, it's just a penny, Matt, which isn't true. It's actually 4 cents technically, but XRP jumped up. It's up about 6% in the last 24 hours, with most of that happening when it started jumping around, say, around 2:30 a.m. Central Time. If you're looking at the screen, you can see the chart. I already have it pulled up here, even at the start of the video. People saying, oh my God, why are we even talking about this? And then it always goes back down. People are so beaten down. And I was expecting some of that in the replies. Oh my God, we got it. There's all sorts of people you can tell. And I have some level of sympathy for that. But wow, people are beaten down. Like, we're not allowed to talk about it, notable price movements of XRP at a time when we're in a bull market and it makes sense to be excited and it's reasonable to talk about this and to note it because one of these times it is going to break, but because we haven't seen the clean breakaway above $1 in a matter of a few hours, we're just supposed to sit on our hands and not even talk about it, like throw the keyboard in the trash and then buy a new one when XRP does start pumping so we can type stuff. That's ridiculous. But people have this beaten down mentality. And I understand why, again, because for years and years and years, when XRP would go up like this on the rare occasions when it would just break down even quicker, right? Or the rest of the asset class would just outpace it. But that's not the environment we're in now, and people aren't used to that yet. XRP has been performing other top 100 coins, just about all of them, for 3.5 months roughly. And we keep seeing in this time frame XRP having pumps like this. This is not normally what happens. This happens in a bull market. That's why you're seeing this. We're in a bull market. This is a time to be excited and to talk about this. We've had enough time getting beaten down by the SEC and toxic Bitcoin maxis over the years. Don't be afraid to have fun celebrating little moves like this, especially in a time where we know we're in a bull market and that it actually is reasonable to suppose that it could be breaking up dramatically at any time we see a little burst like this. And it still could. I don't pretend to know, but my gosh, quit being defeatist negative Nancy's. So I'm going to share with you perspective from all sorts of chart analysts in this video because they've made it clear. I'll show you towards the beginning part of the video. In fact, there are multiple analysts. I'll show you a couple examples who are saying in the short term, it makes sense to see a jump up roughly to where we've gotten to this point already. So things still unfolding according to plan, according to all sorts of analysts. But as far as where we're going, way higher than this. I mean, this is a clear sign that XRP is alive and well. Dead coins don't act like this. And XRP is performing incredibly. You know, in fact, XRP is the #1 performer in the top 10 coins by market cap yet again, as most of the other top 10 coins are down or neutral. The other one that's up even close to that happens to be Doge right now, and it didn't go up at the exact same time, but that's it. Those are the two. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say are right. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so here is my post at 3:02 a.m. Central Time. Oh, by the way, I'll just mention this in case anybody's curious. As I record this, it is 2:36 p.m. Central Time. That's my time zone in the United States here in the Midwest. And it is Saturday, September 28th, 2024. So it's now been coming up on 12 hours since I posted this. And I wrote, look at that XRP price spike out of nowhere, all within the last 25 minutes or so. If you're looking at the screen, you can see, like, that was a notable jump. Again, that does not normally happen. Having been in this space for almost 7 years, holding XRP almost 100% of the time. I mean, I bought XRP a week after I jumped into crypto in 2017. I can tell you the moments where you see something like this steep, it's not that common. And we've seen this multiple times. Isn't that interesting? Shouldn't we be talking about this and pointing this? I say yes. Of course we should. Because this isn't normal. It's great to see, but we're in a bull market, and it shouldn't be that surprising. XRP's consolidated for so long. It's got legal clarity. Everything's going for it. And so I simply posted, look at that XRP price spike out of nowhere, all within the last 25 minutes or so. And then I got, there was a lot of positivity, dude, just to be clear. The people that were negative about it or had less than positive sentiment, it wasn't a huge percentage, but it was still notable. There's still tons of people, and I wasn't surprised. There's a certain amount of people you can just tell they're beaten down. Like for instance, somebody wrote here, you know how damaged the XRP community are when they announce 1 cent moves. But I feel you, bro. Damaged? Why aren't you excited? Who the hell is damaged here? I think this is an exciting time to be here. So I don't know. There's all sorts. Like here, somebody wrote, "Wow, 1 cent big move." There's all sorts of examples like that though. And then at 6:01 a.m., I wrote, XRP now approaching 62 cents, up at that time anyway, 5.2% over the last 3 hours or so. This comes at a time when pretty much all the reputable chart analysts out there are saying XRP is going to break out soon. That's why this is particularly interesting, and it is. There's this post yesterday, and I shared this yesterday on my channel before the breakout happened, the small breakout here. Dom wrote, XRP short-term view. Price is gearing up for a move here soon. I'd be shocked to see it roll over with this structure, thinking we test 63 cents to see what we can do. So that was literally yesterday at 10:08 a.m. And you can see what he's highlighting here. He drew a trend line. He noted that you dipped slightly below it, and noting where we got to. Anyway, and this is going back to July, but still, what he's pointing out is in the short term what he believed was most likely to occur, and that's about what happened. I mean, we hit a 24-hour high of 62.6 cents, so pretty close to what he was saying would likely be the level to watch for. And so he provided an update, and this is just this morning at 9:21 a.m. Good 6 hours or so, a little more than that after XRP started moving. And he said, XRP update. And there's our breakout. Does it get much cleaner? Consolidation structure screamed bullish break. Now it's time to battle the most important level on the entire chart. And so there you go. XRP performing as it should, yet some of the negative Nancys out there think that even though this has happened, we shouldn't talk about it. No positive comments, only negative, just like we've had over the last several years, all the negativity. Let's just keep that going, even during a bull run, even while XRP is performing different than it normally does, and it's a positive. Let's just not even talk about it. And don't even say anything about XRP, and that you're going to rip on it. If you're an XRP holder, that's the way to behave. And that's the sentiment some people in our community have. They are that beaten down, and it is sad. And I feel bad for people like you. You have been that destroyed by magic internet money. Just think about that for a second. Here we had a post from Crypto Insight UK, and he posted this yesterday. And this is another one I shared yesterday. He was also calling in the short term for a move to the upside. And he wrote XRP to 64 cents soon. And he shared this heat map. And he highlighted the square exactly why he was expecting that. It's based on actual activity in the moment. And so he also provided an update. He provided a couple, actually. This one's at 3:22 a.m., so a little less than an hour after XRP started moving this morning. And he said, good morning, XRP. We spoke about this yesterday. The route to 64 cents. Funding is green and open interest has spiked on this last move for XRP, currently sitting at the highest level we've been at for a while. Cautious of this. However, we saw a large spike in spot on this move. This is a positive sign. Monitoring this move. Remember, it's the weekend, and weekends are often tricky, but the amount of spot volume is very good sign. It's a mixed bag right now. Let's see what develops. Yeah, and by the way, there's another analyst I'll show you a little bit later in the video who shared that sentiment. It's like, watch out for what happens on the weekends. Historically, it's like, you might get a pump. It could fall back down. And that's fine. Even if it does, that's not the point. We should be watching for this and be pretty excited that XRP is showing very clear signs of life. Because you don't know which time it is where XRP starts to move up like this and then it doesn't stop. And I've lived through multiple instances of that before. So why wouldn't we be excited and watching for that? Of course we are, right? I mean, to think that XRP is not going to hit a new all-time high, an enterprise discovery, and result in life-changing wealth for all sorts of people, that's ridiculous as far as I'm concerned, if we're going to have an alt season. And I'm guessing that's what we're going to have. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen in terms of price action, but I'd be willing to bet that's what's going to happen. That's most probable in my mind anyway. And of course, XRP is going to be a part of that. Then we had this from Crypto Insight UK. He said, open interest is rising whilst funding is green, so that's not perfect for XRP. However, the move is also being supported by spot volume, which is a good sign. Keep watching for a move to 64 cents. And he posted that one at 7:29 a.m. Then we have this, and I'm just going to share a number of examples from a number of different chart analysts here. This is from Crypto Wizard, one of the larger technical analysis accounts out there, 710,000 followers, XRP USD chart. And he's sharing one of his posts from before. He said, something is coming, XRP about to rip, I think. And it did start moving up a bit higher after that. It already started to move. But the point is, he wrote then, and he had been, actually, I highlighted something from him, I think, literally yesterday. But he is one of the people that have been calling for something like this. And so then this morning, or close to 6 a.m., he said, there it goes, XRP. So it's not surprising to the analysts that have been paying attention here. There's also this post from chart analyst Crypto Michael from July 16th. I've shared this a few times as it's popped up and been relevant in recent months. And he wrote in part, XRP, historic breakout incoming. In all my years of trading, I've never seen a 7-year-long bull pennant. And so he reposted simply that, and he said, it's time. This is the sentiment I keep seeing. Like, it's hard to find an analyst who doesn't share that sentiment unless it's an analyst that has a multi-year history of bashing XRP irrationally. You can find those, sure. Then there's this from chart analyst Captain Fabic, XRP USD chart, and he said, seems like XRP finally is heating up for massive breakout. And so he's showing a level going up to close to $2.30. Well, and he called that the midterm target. Yeah, I mean, I could buy that. I don't know if that's not a price prediction, but I wouldn't be surprised if indeed that is something that happens. That doesn't sound wacky at all. XRP cannot and will not stay in this little range forever. And then there was this from a chart analyst I'm not familiar with, but I came across this and many others as I was preparing to record this video. But this guy, Shelby, 267,000 followers, shared this XRP chart and simply wrote, XRP, it's time to pump. And again, this is what I keep finding from analysts. It's very hard to find analysts who don't think XRP is going to blow. Here's another one. This is from chart analyst Dark Defender. And he said, XRP is unstoppable, and cited a couple key levels in the short term, 66.49 cents. And then say maybe in the midterm or so, $1.88. So whatever level you think makes sense in the midterm, suffice it to say way higher from here. And that's going to get the party started, I would imagine. That's going to get a lot of eyeballs focused on XRP. And then ultimately he shared this higher level. And he by the way, he does think it's, even this market cycle, we could easily see double digits. But what he cited here, so this would probably be another midterm target, he probably classified as that, $5.85. And look, that, I don't know if we're going to see it. I don't make price predictions. I want to be clear about that, but like, that doesn't sound remotely wacky. When I hear $5.85 this cycle, I'm like, well, if we're going to have an alt season, doesn't that sound conservative? That's what I'm thinking. That sounds pretty conservative. And then we had this from chart analyst E. Greg Crypto, XRP chart. XRP testing your patience. We're on the brink of something exciting until we secure a solid close above 64 to 65 cent range and turn it into robust support. The next micro target is 75 cents. And this level could be our launch pad for a significant surge towards $1 and beyond. Yeah, I buy that as well. I think that there's a really good chance that is indeed the case. I will not be surprised. And those levels that he's citing, I see the same or similar levels being cited by a ton of reputable chart analysts that I follow. So he's probably hitting the nail on the head there, frankly. Then there's this from chart analyst Dr. Magic. And this is a little bit of a warning, but mind you, this particular chart analyst, he thinks XRP goes way, way, way higher, ultimately double digits. But here he wrote, and this is just after XRP started pumping, inside of maybe a half hour or so. This is at 3 a.m. He wrote, every Saturday pump we had in the past months got retraced. XRP, though, is pushing at resistance again. There will be one time that we break it and don't look back. Yes, spot on. And that's why I keep saying, even if this is a time where you get a retrace and we don't burst through, what, we're just not supposed to pay attention? We're so beaten down that we can't even acknowledge that XRP in very short order had a 6% burst, which doesn't normally happen, which is bullish in a bull market. That's why these people that are so negative, like, I'm trying to point out just how silly it is in wording this the way that I am. And I understand, so like I have a certain level of sympathy because these are beaten down people. But if you're one of those people, do you hear what I'm saying? Maybe flip your mentality on this. Because it doesn't make sense to keep being beaten down like that. Quit feeling, like, stop feeling that way. We have months of history in a bull market showing XRP is outperforming and doing stuff that it doesn't normally do. There's a reason that so many analysts are saying, yeah, that was the bottom back in June for XRP against Bitcoin, XRP against ETH. Look at XRP dominance also climbing, all sorts of stuff. The tightest Bollinger Bands for XRP in the history of its entire existence for over a decade. But no, we're just supposed to be no, we should be excited right now. I'm excited. It makes tons of sense to be excited. I'm in the camp that, look, if I had to guess, and it is just a guess, fine, but I think we ultimately, this cycle, hit a new all-time high, finally, an enterprise discovery. My asterisk here, the little caveat is, I don't think that happens unless the entire market goes, but to think that XRP just won't because reasons, if the rest of the market does, that's ridiculous. That made sense last market cycle when XRP was under attack by the SEC and it was still recovering from an 80,000% price increase from the previous cycle. But now it's consolidated for almost 7 years. The longest, from what I've seen from chart analysts, is like this is the longest consolidation like in crypto history. And I don't know definitively if that's true, but I've seen all sorts of analysts cite that. So if somebody can find an example to point otherwise, I'd love to see it. But this hasn't happened before. And the longer something consolidates, the greater the force with which it bursts when it finally goes. So then the question is, does it go to the upside or the downside? Well, we're in a bull market. I'm going to guess it goes to the upside. So lots of reasons to be excited here. He also posted this, Dr. Magic. Another way to look at it is this trend line from the top in March. What do you think, lads? And so with this trend line, he's showing that since that, and this is pretty much the peak for the market before we started trending sideways for over half a year. He's showing that if you draw the line from there, then this actually is XRP breaking out against it. It's XRP against the dollar. That's what this chart is. He's saying that is the break. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But even if this thing retraces back to the downside, so what? Do you see the signs of life here? How could you not be excited? Come on. This is not normal behavior for XRP, and we keep seeing it again and again and again. This positive action, XRP outperforming the market, does not make sense to be negative here. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.